love a joke.
Say, Lucy.
Yeah, Ricky?
A tramp came up to me in the street and he said he hadn't had a bite in weeks.
What'd you do, bite him? Opening butler joke, buddy, come on.
The master says to the butler, Jeeves, did you put fresh water in the goldfish bowl? And the butler says, why? They didn't drink up what I gave them last night.
You know that ancient joke about the guy who saves his regiment, shoots the cook?
No. How does it go?
Hi, I'm John Malos, and welcome to this edition of Connect with Me, live on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. Today we're talking baseball. That's right, Little League Baseball. We've got a coach in the house and one member of the big staff, the head of the T-Balls. As far as the Cal-Ripken League is concerned, our number here is 436-ME-TV, 436-ME-TV. If you have a question, call in. Back in a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Of course, it's that time of year again. Baseball has already started. It's well underway. Of course, in the major leagues, the minor leagues, the Grizzlies are playing. And the Major League Baseball teams got underway, of course, earlier this month in April. Both the Giants and the A's doing fairly well, especially Oakland is on fire. The Giants still, well, they're not struggling, but they're doing okay. They're hanging in there. They are the world champions. Today, we are talking baseball. We're not talking major or minor leagues. We're talking Little League Baseball. Little League Baseball started not too long ago, and let's take you out to Chukchansi Park. This took place on March the 9th. It was the opening of the Cal-Ripken Little League Baseball League, and there are some of the teams. That's the T-Ballers playing in the left field corner of Chukchansi Park. Now, you know, it's an interesting setup here because the first day of baseball takes place at Chukchansi. And so what happens is the big kids, those kids that are like 12, 13 years old, they play on the regular diamond. The T-Ballers, the ones that you're seeing here, they set up down the left field corner, and then there are two other diamonds that are set up. One is in center field, one is in right field. Those are the minor league teams. Anyway, there are 15 teams as far as the Cal-Ripken League is concerned. A lot of parents coming out, taking pictures, taking videos of their kids. So in this league, you have T-Ballers. You've got the rookies. There are 10 teams there. You've got the minors. There are 8 teams. And there are 5 teams that are playing in the major leagues. Live in our studio now is Scott Lewis. He is the manager of the Rangers. This is his second year in coaching. You can kind of tell which one he is. He's wearing the blue Rangers shirt. Hello. Anyway, Angel Vallejo is next to him. He's the T-ball coordinator for the Cal-Ripken Baseball League. We encourage you to call in. If you have a player, a relative, a son, a daughter even, that could play Little League Baseball, or maybe they're playing right now, you can call in at 436-ME-TV. We're going to talk about Little League Baseball. We'll talk about the parents. We'll talk about the involvement of the parents, or how about the non-involvement? That would be a better term, right? I know that firsthand. Anyway, 436-ME-TV right here on Comcast, channel 187 and 43.6. We're back in just a moment.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
All right, we're talking Little League Baseball on this day. 436-ME-TV is the brand new phone number here. And then, of course, you can see up on your screen there, you can hit option 11 if you want to call in and ask a question. You know, usually the Cal-Ripken League, they play their games at Polk Elementary School. They play them during the week. They play them on weekends, mainly, of course. But the very first day, that exciting first day of baseball, takes place at Chukchansi Park. when you have 4 different games going on at one time, it's like around the clock. They start at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and they go until about 8 o'clock at night. So with me now is Scott Lewis, the manager of the Rangers. Good to see you, Scott. How are you?
Good.
And Angel Vallejo, you're the manager or coordinator of the T-Ballers.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
they're down there in the left field corner at Chick-Chancey, of course.
Yes.
And so, okay, the season is underway. Any problems so far?
No problems.
No?
All the kids are fully engaged. The parents are
Okay.
fully engaged, and
No bench clearing brawls yet, huh?
no, I think the kids are having a really good time. They're interested in playing, whether it's with each other or the game of baseball. So,
I want to get to this right off the bat and kind of clear something up, because my son did play in the Central Cal-Ripken Baseball League last year for the first time. I remember the first day out at Chick-Chancey, it rained. It was like a 2-day event. The rain, remember, it halted everything. But let's roll a videotape on the parents. We've got the parents out there at Chick-Chancey Park looking and taking pictures with their video cameras, taking video. What's the parents' involvement? Any parent problems so far this year?
You know,
I've got to ask you that, because there was some last year.
Yeah, you know that it was more positive than negative. Some of the parents at that day, because of the late games that we had, especially for
Right.
the little ones, the 4-year-olds up to 6-year-olds, they were kind of complaining a little bit
Because of why?
because of the late. Because some of the games
It
were
was a
played-
long day.
It was a long day, especially for the little ones. So this is why. But the positive really overrode the negative. So it was good. Parents are
Yeah.
very helpful, being courteous and kind to us, and I don't have a problem. I never had a. And if I do have a complaint, please, I want them to direct it to me. That's why I'm present all the time.
Right. Not every parent is perfect, and every parent, of course, Scott, wants their son or daughter to play first string. They want to be a starter. They want to play every game, every inning. I'm sure you deal with issues like that, right?
we do. A lot of the parents approach myself and the other coaches and what their idea of what the season outlook should be for their child. And
So what's your response? Just let me do my job?
no, I basically I'll take it with a grain of salt. And
Yeah.
you know, my job as the coach is to teach the kids the game of baseball, and I'm open to suggestions. However, I try to find their strengths and build on that, and that's where we go. And I think the parents usually after a game or two kind of find out what we're dealing with, and they're pretty open to it. So no problems.
No, I say this now. You know what I'm talking about with what happened last year. There were some parents that were a little bit out there. They were upset.
Yes.
Okay, they got into it with the umpire. There were a few incidents. How do you avoid situations like that? Because, you know, that's an age-old problem. It goes back to when I played Little League Baseball. The parents would run out onto the field and argue balls and strikes and, you know, argue about this and that. And how do you avoid major confrontations? Let's start with you, Scott.
I usually let my parents know at the beginning of the season that the specific structure I have and outlook for the season, and things that I like to accomplish as a coach, my assistant coach, and I let them know that it is my job to teach them a game of baseball, but it's their job to still parent their children while we're playing the game. And I'll usually avoid it, any type of confrontation like that.
Yeah.
That, you know, I usually get with the parents before and after the game, and any concerns that they want to address, we do it before or after the game, never during the game.
How about you, Angel?
It's the same thing, and this is why I'm present at all the games. T-ball, we don't have that big of a problem because we don't have umpires.
Yeah.
But we do, like you say again, we do have situations
It's the
with
bigger kids that you have the problem with the parents, right?
It's the majors and minors.
The majors and
Yes,
minors. They
yes.
want their son to play every game,
And also
every inning.
and they want to win. You know, it's competitive, so they want to win, and they take it on the umpires if they make a wrong call. But it's up to the coaches, the head coaches, to direct this back to the parents and let them know, look, they're calling the game. We can't go out there and disturb the game, because what they're doing now, they would forfeit a game if they really, like you say, get out of hand. Go
Yeah,
out
there
of
was
the
a
field.
game that my son was involved with last year that was forfeited. There's no question about it. I wasn't out there, but I heard about it. I heard all about it when my son got home. But So what will happen? What will have to happen if there's a game forfeited? What happens?
Well, see, because of the majors and minors, that it counts for their outstandings from first to.
Well, what would have to happen in order for a game to be forfeited by the umpire?
Well, a parent really goes out on the field, or starts talking bad, using wrong words to go out there with the umpire, tell him that he's wrong in a very strong voice. Usually the parent will go out there on the field.
So a parent going out onto the field will cause a forfeit to happen in favor of another team?
Yes, because the coach is responsible for the parents. So
really?
Yes.
So you're responsible for the parents?
Yes, their actions.
How can you hold him accountable for some parent that's up in the stands going cuckoo?
Well, see, this is some of the umpires that they say the coaches are involved, which they are. They have to control their parents.
But you can't honestly expect Scott to control the actions of a parent.
No. Like I say, again, T-ball's a little different than baseball, but baseball, because there are standings, they have to have standings. But some umpires already put in their mind that if they really act up, they will forfeit the game.
Isn't that a little bit unfair? Because you cannot control what the parents do or how they act. I mean, why can't the umpire just toss a parent out and let the game go on instead of forfeiting a game? And that makes more sense than penalizing the kids for the actions of some parent who's out of control.
And this is something
doesn't that make more sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because as a coordinator, this is something that I'm looking at also. It's not my league, but I'm also looking at the upper leagues because we feed them. Our T-ball feeds their league.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that the umpire should realize, look, let's continue the game, let's finish the game.
And toss the parent out.
Toss the parent out, or get the game out of the way, then continue talking to the parent or the coach.
Let Scott chime in here. What are your thoughts about this?
My thoughts when I acknowledge myself as a representative for Central Youth Cal-Ripken, I'm accepting a certain level of responsibility in dealing with the children, as well as the parents. And I know that if I was up in, say, the minors or majors, and I do it with my T-ball parents, I have to let them know that there is some structure that needs to take place while the game is going on. And that's why I do let them know that, at my level, it is a little bit different. I encourage parents to come out and parent their children when it's time to parent them, and when it's time to coach them, that's my job.
Are you teaching rookies or T-ball? What are you teaching?
T-ball, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds.
Okay. All right. So it's a little bit different for you than it would be for the minors or the majors.
Correct.
Okay. All right. We're talking with Scott Lewis. He is a manager of the Rangers, the T-ballers, and, of course, Angel Vallejo. He's the T-ball coordinator for the Cal-Ripken League. 436-ME-TV if you want to chime in with your 2 cents about Little League Baseball. Back in a moment.
Don't you ever hit me again!
Chief, I think we got a hit on our hands.
MeTV Fresno, now on Comcast Channel 187.
Back here with the world of sports on this day, 436-ME-TV. No phone calls yet. That's the brand new number. So what you do is you dial 436-ME-TV, hit option 11. It'll get you into the studio, and you can ask your question. If you have a relative, a son or a daughter playing Little League Baseball, certainly a good thing to do unless things get out of hand. Then you got to show good sportsmanship. There's no question about it. So we do have some T-ballers playing. We're going to roll that videotape one more time. It'll go on in the monitor behind us. It'll be rolling. You won't be able to see it there because it's kind of hard to turn around. But they're down the left field corner there at Chick-Chansey. So what are the T-ballers learning at this young age, in your opinion, Scott? And how old are they at playing T-ball?
The T-ballers are 4, 5, and 6 years old. They have a cutoff date for their birthday, so we get some real young ones, and then the 6-year-olds we get on the verge of being 7. And things that we emphasize, I kind of restructured my technique this year for the kids, in a format that would allow them to progress, I think, at a really good learning rate to learn how to play the game of baseball. And I start them off with catching the ball, the mechanics of sticking your glove out to catch the ball. We move on to fielding the ball. And then the last thing we do is I reward them and build it as a reward, hitting the ball. And that kind of all builds up to each other, that if you can catch and throw when somebody's batting, it allows you to do all three of those, the major items of learning the game of baseball at the same time. And it's worked out real good. But really at that level, they are just learning to do the basic things. And you have to have a certain level of patience to understand that that's going to kind of be their plateau. And then my job is to get them ready to pass them on to the rookies at the next point.
They are really, really cute at this age, 4 and 5 years old, and some have no idea what they're doing. They're kind of funny to look at, but they're out there, they're trying as best they can to hit that baseball off the tee, and that's why they call it T-ball, right? Because basically there's no pitcher in T-ball. It's you hit the ball off the tee, right?
No, there is.
There is a pitcher?
Yeah, correct. As the coach, I get 4 pitches with a soft core baseball, a T-ball,
okay.
And I get as comfortable as I am with each child's ability to hit the ball. I'll either scoot up really close or move back a little bit, and I give them 4 pitches, and if they can't hit any of the 4 pitches, they'll then hit off the tee.
Yeah, that's why they call it T-ball.
Correct.
My son never played T-ball, of course, but he started in the minor leagues, and now he's moved up in ranks. But we've got a phone call, I see. We'll take that. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. How are you?
Hi there.
Good.
Always good to see the boys this summer trotting out and the great American pastime once again ringing out in the stadiums and fields around the area. I got a question for your guests.
Yeah.
For girls and boys, baseball, Little League is kind of a rite of passage, and some of the benefits that young kids, 4, 5, 6-year-olds, tell me the lessons, outline the lessons that these kids can bring away from, besides the camaraderie. What else you think, what's the positive aspects of team sports and how kids benefit from it?
That's a great question, sir. Usually I start off with each game, and I'll pick specifically one of the kids and just kind of move in a row with them and ask them what they learned at school that day. And by them telling me what they learned at school, I'm allowed to take that and teach them to apply it in all different aspects of life, whether it's playing baseball, playing with their friends, learning at school. And I think that's the biggest element as far as what my job entails is to teach them all those things. Like you said, the camaraderie. I think it takes a while for the kids to come out of their shell, learn to play a game that they're learning with other kids that they don't necessarily know. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is to be able to teach them those things, sharing, winning, losing, how different aspects of what's involved when you play sports with the other kids. So it is extremely rewarding when you see all that stuff tied together, and then they get on the field and they're actually able to utilize all of it.
Yeah, and so Angel, how do you teach losing? I mean, because you're not going to win every game. No one wins every game.
You know, in T-ball, there isn't a loser. They're all winners. We don't keep score. We just go out there and enjoy the game. So they don't know. They ask us if did we win. We say yes. There's no score keeping or anything like this. So it makes it much easier for us.
So you're not really teaching them about losing at that age?
No, we're not.
About keeping score or losing at that T-ball age, 4 and 5?
No, we're not.
The reason?
Is because we want them to enjoy the game, to really understand why they're out there. And this is why we say no scores, no keeping stats or anything like this, especially at that age group. And then because their age group...
How does that help them, though?
Well, it helps them to understand that they could be out there and still have fun. And a lot of, as you get older, it's not any fun anymore. It's like you have to play good or else they're going to jump, on your case and stuff like this. But it's just to enjoy the game, to really to understand the game and to enjoy it.
That may be the only age where you really, really enjoy the game. When you're not keeping score, there's no pressure. There's no pressure to make the team, to make first string or second string or third string. That might be the only time in a kid's life that he can really enjoy the game of baseball.
And it is because everybody goes out. Everybody bats. If we have 15 in a team, everybody's out there in the field.
Yeah.
And it's up to the coaches to split them up, whatever. But everybody goes out and everybody bats.
So at that level, a kid who's better than another kid doesn't play any more or less.
Exactly.
See, that's not the case as they get older, obviously. The good kids are going to play, and the kids that are mediocre are going to sit on the bench.
Exactly. We don't have no bench people. They'll go out. They all enjoy it. They'll have fun. Then they'll come in. They all bat.
Right.
So it's a good thing for them.
We'll talk about the shock value when they get up to the minors, and it's a completely different ball game. We'll talk about that in just a moment. We're talking with Scott Lewis, the manager of the Rangers for the Cal-Ripken Little League Baseball League, and Angel Vallejo. He's the T-ball coordinator. 436 Me TV. We're back in just a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified, ready, steam-equipped, high-efficiency Frigidaire affinity place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Frigidaire laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you today. Get another call in here, 436-ME-TV if possible. We're talking about Little League Baseball, the Cal-Ripken League, and they play most of their games, all of their games at Polk Elementary School. That's way west, West Fresno. It's way out there west, and they play their first game of the season. Not sure that it really counts, but they have fun out there at Chick-Chansey Park, playing in a real baseball diamond, a minor league baseball diamond. What a beautiful setting, too. Chick-Chansey is just one of the best minor league baseball parks in the entire country. There's no question about it. So, Scott Lewis, the manager of the Rangers T-ball, how do you prepare these kids for the next level? Because it completely changes, and there has got to be a little bit of a shock value. Okay, now I'm a kid who's moving up. I'm not so good. Now I'm being judged on talent. I'm sitting on the bench. Maybe I get one bat a game. Completely different story. How do you prep them for that major shock value?
It is. It's mind-boggling to them when they look over at the other field at the start of our game, or before the start of our game, and they don't see any coaches out on the field like they do in the T-ball league. Usually what I found to be effective was last year at the end of the season, and I'll do it as well this season, is I'll take the 6-year-olds who next year will move up to the rookies, and I'll spend a little more time with them and explain some of the things that will change, and then a lot of emphasis on things that they need to work on to move up to that next level. Now, they don't appear distraught or upset that they no longer have coach pitching to them. I try to set it up to where their skill is going to allow them to move to another level to continue to play the game of baseball, and it seems to be real effective with them.
We've got some videotape of the big kids playing, the minors and the major leagues from last year, and we want to roll that videotape. It'll be rolling on the monitor behind us here, and that's my son's team, the Giants, playing from a year ago. And it is a different aspect when they get to that age, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. Now they're in a real game. It's fast pitch. You got to wear all the gear so you don't get hurt. There's Greg Serta. He was manager last year. I don't think he's coaching this year, is he?
No, he took a year off.
He took a year off, yeah. So, these kids at this level, are they taking the game too seriously? And are the coaches taking the game too seriously at this level?
What I've seen, yes, I think they are. Some of the coaches do take it too seriously. But it involves a lot on the parents. The parents are really taking it real serious. If there's a bad call or anything like this, a coach doesn't make a right move, put their son out there like you were explaining earlier, the parents really get involved. The parents should just sit back and enjoy what's out there for them, especially with their kids.
That's Big Greg right there, the umpire. He took some verbal shots.
Oh, yes, he did.
Some of the parents and coaches.
Yes, he did.
He took a lot of verbal shots, but he's hung in there. And so, and you know what? Rightfully so, because he did probably make some bad calls. But even so, does he deserve the verbal abuse that he took?
No one does, really? No one does. No coaches, no umpires. No kids, nobody should be treated that way because we're out there for the kids, and they got to realize that we're out there for the kids. All our coaches, all the parents that are out there, especially the coaches, we're all volunteer. We do this voluntarily. So, you know, we don't have to be out there, but we are because we enjoy the game and we enjoy watching these kids perform or not perform, but it's still great.
Scott, is it setting a bad example for the kids when parents and coaches yell at the umpires and verbally abuse them?
I really do think it does. When you talk about do the coaches, the players, or the parents take the game at that level too serious, for me, a $400 baseball bat for a 12-year-old, that's pretty serious. And I think
who spent $400 on a baseball
bat?
I mean, I'd like to know.
Well, the baseball bats that are out there, I mean, you look at the cost of top-notch or name brand baseball equipment at that age, you're looking at spending a lot of money. And
I mean, I walked into Big Five Sporting Goods, and I'm not plugging them. I'm not saying you ought to go there, but I bought a baseball bat for my son to play this year on his school team. They're like $69. I almost fell over. I said, why is a Little League bat $69? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. That's probably on the lower end, too, of a baseball bat.
That's crazy.
I think financially the parents are vested. And beyond that, I mean, I truly don't understand it yet. I mean, my son is 5 years old. I haven't made it to that level yet, but I can't picture myself taking.
And then you've got to buy a glove, and you've got to buy some, you got to buy other gear.
The shoes, the helmet.
Oh my gosh, the cup that protects you.
Right.
You've got to buy that, and then you got to buy baseball socks on top of it.
So it adds up, and that's why the parents.
And you're buying the uniform on top of that.
Everything is all.
And you've got to buy the bag to put everything in it.
Yes.
They're not going to carry everything individually. So it does get costly. So again, the question, I hearken back to the original question, are we taking it too seriously at this age?
Yes, we are.
We are?
Yes, we are.
So what can be done about it?
It's back to the parents. Again, it's back to the parents. They need to realize that back off, let them play, and also some of the coaches, not all the coaches, but some of the coaches need to realize too, these are kids. These are not adults. These are kids. So realize.
Well, you tell me though if I'm doing the right thing, because the only time I jump on my son is if we get out there and I'm pitching to him and he doesn't take the game seriously. Either you want to be out there and take the game seriously and put your head down and play, or leave the field, go home. Am I right about that?
That's extremely.
Either take the game seriously to a certain extent or go home.
You hit the nail right on the head with that. It's extremely frustrating when a lot of the kids, or say a majority of my kids, aren't taking it seriously all at the same time. Then it becomes a little frustrating, and I would call on my parents to help with the parenting aspect. But
I get a little frustrated at my son if he goes out there and he hits one and he goes, he's pulling one of these numbers, like he hurt his wrist or he hurt his ankle. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm shaking my head, I'm going, he doesn't really want to be out here. Why are we here? Let's just go home. You don't want to hit? Just tell me.
We get a lot of that with the little kids. They're tired, they're hungry, they want to watch TV, and the game's not that long. And we're having fun. I mean, you'll play Xbox, Nintendo, whatever for an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, let's play the game of baseball.
Let's take it seriously, but not too seriously.
Exactly.
Isn't there a fine line?
There is. That's why I say you need to enjoy the game. You need to have fun with it.
Enjoy it.
And have fun with it.
Right.
And the coaches got to realize, hey, these are, again.
Quickly, what age should they get super serious about it? Like thinking maybe playing high school,
I would
college?
Say yes, high school, college. Not even grammar school, but high school, college, yes. I would say that.
They're going to count me down. They're going to cut me off if I don't leave. Scott Lewis, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Lots
it.
of luck and have fun out there.
Okay.
Angel, good to see you.
Same here. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Appreciate you guys coming in. That's going to do it for us today on Me TV. Tomorrow, a special tape program with Vahogny. That's right. Hey, he's a guitarist. He's an Armenian guitarist. He came in from Los Angeles to be with us. That's tomorrow. Have a great weekend. See you back live on Monday.
Look at that. Isn't that a great layout? You son of a gun.
This campaign is no good.
No good!
Darren and Larry, the original Mad Men on Bewitched.